Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting and thank you for joining us. We will now begin the press conference for Tokyo Marathon 2021. As part of COVID-19 countermeasures, Tokyo Marathon 2021 was postponed from March last year to October, and then again from October to the day after tomorrow, March the 6th. But after repeated scheduling, finally we are ready to organize the race on March the 6th. For today's press conference, following COVID-19 protocol, only one journalist and one crew member for each media company is authorized to enter the venue to limit the number of attendees. Members of the press who are not authorized to be here in person may participate digitally, and we thank you for your understanding. Shortly, invited wheelchair athletes press conference will be held, and after a short break, invited athletes press conference will begin from 12:50. Today's event will be shorter and simpler than in past years, but ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, to prevent infection, please put on your facial masks. Let me introduce myself. I am Machida Hironori, announcer, Nippon Television Network Corporation, and I'm happy to be serving as the MC. Before proceeding to remarks by the organizers, let me inform you of the documents that are being distributed at the reception for the press release. 1. Program for today's event. 2. Information on non-participating athletes. 3. Information on international streaming. So those are the documents that should have been distributed to you. Further, I am happy to inform you that on Sunday, the 6th of March, the race will be broadcast in 125 countries and regions around the world. Also at the entrance hall of this venue, Abbott World Marathon Majors Ranking and the Peer Gold, Silver, and Bronze Award medals presented by our official partner, Tanaka Holdings Company Limited, are on display. Later, when you have the time, please stop by and take a look. Now, let me invite Mr. Ito Shizo, President and CEO, Tokyo Marathon Foundation, for a welcoming remark. Thank you very much. I am Ito Shizo, President and CEO of Tokyo Marathon Foundation. I am full of gratitude to all stakeholders for finally enabling the Tokyo Marathon to take place once again on March the 6th. To the runners, volunteers, people who live and work along the course, relevant organizations and companies, as well as the members of the media, thank you for all of your warm support and contributions. 2 years ago, for the Tokyo Marathon 2020, in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19, only the elite fields took place and the general entry section was cancelled. And 2021 was postponed twice, and 2022 is not going to be held. Tokyo Marathon aims to be a safe and secure games, and in order to uphold that objective, these were difficult choices we had to make. But during the past 2 years, in the context of the pandemic, under the concept of the day we unite again, many studies had been underway. Of special importance are protocols to counter the disease. We set up committees, and with the help and advice from medical experts and professionals of relevant fields, diverse issues were taken into consideration. And as a result, we came up with the plan on COVID-19 countermeasures, which we've asked you to follow. The race will be taking place before the end of the extended period of priority preventive measures, but under the current circumstances, decision was made to host Tokyo Marathon 2021 by taking appropriate measures. These protocols, however, will be a burden, especially for the runners. Daily check of physical condition through PCR tests or health management app. Time staggered wave start on the day of the race. Other rules to avoid the 3 C's of closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact settings. These are all in place. But the runners and all the stakeholders, despite these heavy requests, have been so cooperative. Their efforts have culminated to the decision to enable the hosting of Tokyo Marathon. The day we unite again, we're going to truly feel that spirit on the day of the race. Now, at this year's Tokyo Marathon, for both the wheelchair and marathon races, there's going to be an extraordinary lineup of heavy-weighted athletes. For men's marathon, world record holder Mr. Kipchoge has been kind enough to send us this message before leaving for Japan, and I quote, "Through running, I hope I will give hope to all communities and send positive vibes to everybody," unquote. As Japan and the world endeavors to find happiness in the post-COVID-19 days, we hope that on the day we unite again in Tokyo, the Tokyo Marathon will offer an opportunity for us to reaffirm our resolve to create a society full of hope and energy. Lastly, yes, we're in a challenging environment, but with the support of the members of the media who are here today, as well as with the support of volunteers, Games officials, those involved in medical aid and security, official partners, and all relevant people, we will organize a safe and secure competition. The Tokyo Marathon Foundation is resolved to achieve that objective. That concludes my short remarks. Thank you for your kind attention. President Ito, thank you very much. I have one correction I need to make. I gave you the number of countries and regions, and I said 125 countries and regions will be airing the race, but the accurate number is 160. A total of 160 countries and regions will be airing the race. Now, let me brief you on the Abbott World Marathon measures. It comprises of 6 well-known events, including Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, Chicago, and New York City Marathon. The latest series, 14, will kick off here in Tokyo with Tokyo Marathon 2021. Please enjoy the introductory video. Abbott World Marathon Major Series 14 will begin here with Tokyo Marathon 2021. Now, for the inaugural race, who will be the winner? Please enjoy.
Thank you very much for waiting. Now, we would like to start the press conference for the invited athletes for the wheelchair marathon. Now, I would like to introduce the participants who will come onto the stage. Please give them a big round of applause. Mr. Soejima Masazumi, the wheelchair race veteran of the Tokyo Marathon Foundation. Soejima-san will also be participating as an athlete this time. So you have two roles in this event. We are looking forward to that. Without further ado, let's invite the athletes for the women's wheelchair marathon. Number 2001, KINA Tsubasa. Welcome. Ms. KINA belongs to the Okinawa Ryukyu sports. She came seventh in the Tokyo Paralympic last year. Next, number 2002, Tsubasa Wakako. Ms. Tsubasa belongs to the Tokyo Race. At the Tokyo Paralympic Games last year, she came in fourth. Now, I would like to ask Soejima-san to join me in the talk show with the athletes. Once again, to the athletes, we would like you to say a few words. Kira-san, last time, in the last event, you had won with a new record for the course. What is your feeling now? Well, the weather will have a significant impact. This is the characteristic of the wheelchair marathon. Last time, I was blessed with good conditions. And this year, the weather looks fine, so I have high expectations. I'm looking forward to the race. So what about your personal condition? For my part, after the Tokyo Paralympic Games, I have continued running and preparing for this race. Therefore, it's not bad. So condition is very good. So Tsuchida-san, you smiled listening to Katana-san. This is it's a long time since you've competed at the Tokyo Marathon. This is Tsuchida speaking. At the Tokyo Paralympic Games, after the race was over, it was a restart for me. I was also participating in the triathlon as well. But next, in the marathon race, I want to focus my efforts. After Tokyo Marathon, well, this is the first race for me since the last time, and so my competitor, Kena-san, Katana-san is very strong. She's a formidable competitor, so I'm looking forward to the race very much. Soejima-san, so they seem to be already very competitive, although in a gentle manner. For Tsuchida-san, welcome back to the race. So it's the first time you're running after a long absence. But on the part of Kina-san, you are becoming very outstanding in your competition, Kina-san. So let's look at the record for the course record as well as the Japan record that belong to Tsubasa-san. But Kina-san has now taken over the Japan record as well as the course record. So Kina-san, so you have beaten her record, who's sitting next to you. What are your thoughts? Yes, I was looking up to her always. I respect her very much. So she's smiling and saying that she looks up to you. Oh, I'm very grateful about that. But it is a race, after all. And the competition level should be enhanced as much as possible. And we want to compete globally going forward. Let's take that into consideration as we compete against each other. Sojima-san, Tsuda-san has been competing longer, but we are being at the same competition globally. So Tsuda-san has been very important for the Japanese field, and now Kina-san is trying to keep up. Since Tsuda-san was doing so well, other athletes are following in her footsteps. Now Tsuda-san is coming back to compete in this race again. So for yourself now, and you are having to compete with Kina-san now, I'm sure you feel very competitive. You don't want to lose, I assume. So how each other can compete against each other is something I'm looking forward to very much. So it's only 2 days till the race. What should be the strategy? There have been changes in the course, especially for the wheelchair competition. After the starting, there is also a video that is shown. It was not going to the north but to the south, and there are 2 left turns immediately after the starting point. As you can see in the beginning, what is the importance of the start? In the case of wheelchair competition, the first part of the race will determine the race. And some athletes prefer to be competitive toward the end in the marathon, but for the wheelchair, the start is very important because the pack will be determined, and the pack will stay fixed throughout the race in the case of wheelchair competition. So there will be a left turn immediately twice after the start. The wheelchair is about 2 meters in length, and they will be in a row and to turn. It's not just one person. So if the first turn and the 10th person turning, timing will be completely different. Therefore, it is more advantageous to have the turn first at the starting point, and the athletes in the back will have to try to catch up. So the pack will be fixed, and the athletes will have to keep up with the pack. That is going to be very important in the race. Kina-san, what are your thoughts? The course has changed, and the start has also changed in terms of the 2 corner turns. Now, in terms of the pack, there is a 2-person in the women's field, so it's not going to be large. But in the beginning, the curve is very important, and that's my challenge. I'm not very good at turns, so it's very concerning what you have said. But if you can overcome this challenge, well, I'm going to try to keep up with her as much as possible. So Tsuda-san, at the very beginning, there are going to be 2 left turns. It's a new course, and this is the first time I'm going to be racing in the same course. And since 2016, I've been absent from this race. The course this time, I have checked it out, but in terms of image, I would not know what is going to be relevant until I compete. But at any rate, I want to enjoy the race. As you have rightly mentioned, 2016 was the last race for you. From 2008, you had 9 back-to-back wins, and then you went to triathlon focus. But in the 9 races, you have won all the races that you have competed in, back-to-back. And she is from Tokyo, so you have a good understanding, a good image of the course. But for the wheelchair athletes' point of view, Tokyo's course tend to be flat. That is our image. But from Kuramaibashi to Tomioka and coming back in that route, there are small hills. Yes, it's very easy to race in. Asphalt is very good. And speed can be gained. But there is the ups and downs is very demanding, because with the ups and downs you cannot see the person in front, only on the uphill. But when you go downhill, you can't see, and this process is repeated. These small curbs will be very demanding for the athletes during the race. Kina-san, what is your view? With the Tsubasa, it's a match race for you. I'm sure you are visualizing the race already. As Tsuchida-san has mentioned already, this time we are going to be competing against each other. So I am going to follow her back. I'm going to follow her until the end. That's how I want to compete in the race. Kina-san, during the last race, you had a record. So what is your target time? You have written this already, so let's have a look. Is this for Soishima-san as well? Yes, I also wrote down my target time. So let's take a look. 1:39:50 for Kina-san. So this would be a course record. It was 40:00, so you're going to exceed that by do better by 10 seconds. 1:39 flat. This is also reflecting my hope as well. Soishima-san, what is your view? Last year, Kina-san had 1:40, and with Tsuchida-san and together with the good rotation, I don't know if this can be recommended, but I believe we can set a better record for this year compared to last year. Soishima-san, 1:20. This is from 11 years ago. This is my best time at the Tokyo Marathon. And I'm not able to reach this level anymore recently. So I want to repeat my best record at the Tokyo Marathon. So you have competed 5 times. You have won 5 times from in the past. But the Tokyo Marathon course has changed. And the course is different to when I recorded this time. Last year, there has been a new record set for the men's as well. Therefore, I think I would like to outperform myself. So we will listen to Soishima-san once again when we have the men's field come on stage. Kina-san, what are your thoughts regarding this race? Last year was postponed, and now I'm looking forward to be able to compete in March. and it is this weekend coming up. I want to enjoy the race, enjoying the Tokyo atmosphere, and do my best and try to achieve my target time. Tsuchida-san, what are your thoughts? Currently, globally, people are unable to enjoy sports wholeheartedly, but we have to maintain the spirit of sports. And I want to motivate myself during this sport. I'm not in a perfect condition now, but given my current condition, I want to do my utmost and show a good performance. So I don't want to be tense, but I want to enjoy the joy of competing. We are looking forward to a good race. This is the end of the press conference for the women's wheelchair marathon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Soejima-san as well, race director. We will have the press conference for the men's field for the wheelchair marathon shortly. Thank you.
前回大会、木田選手が4年ぶりに木田選手の持っていた大会記録を更新した。
broke the record for the first time in 4 years, and then in 2019, Tsuchida-san's Japan record, which was upheld for 6 years, was crashed. So she's world class, not just Japan class. So we have top level athletes. That's right. She had a good role model in the domestic marathon elite athletes. So this will probably elevate the capability of Japan athletes in marathon. Now, please welcome the invited wheelchair athletes. Bib number 1001, Mr. Suzuki Tomoki. Came in 7th in last year's Tokyo Paralympics. Big number 1002, Mr. Marcel. He's from Switzerland and wonderfully won medal in last year's Olympics. Rio, Tokyo, he's won 2 golds. So again, we will go through this press conference in a talk show format for the men's as well. Well, Soejima-san, we enjoyed the Tokyo Paralympics, and again we're about to enjoy the race between the 2 athletes. Yes, Suzuki-san and Hug-san have been competing against each other in the lead pack in many races. I'm so excited to see whether a new record will be generated in Tokyo Marathon. Let's have one comment from each of you. Suzuki-san, first of all, after the Tokyo Paralympics, Marcel took gold, but you came in 7th, and you're going to compete with him in the same venue, Tokyo. Yes, I'm looking so much forward to it. Where are you confident, and what will be your difficulty? After the Tokyo Paralympics, I changed my training menu slightly. So, based upon such practice, my condition has improved. So, I'm quite confident to compete with Marcel in such a condition. I'm looking forward. So, Suzuki-san, we may be able to take a look at the newborn Suzuki. Maybe. Now, Marcel Hug-san. As the gold medals, welcome back to Tokyo. And how do you feel? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, first of all, it's very nice to be back here in Tokyo after the absence of 2 years. It's great to be back now in this Tokyo Marathon. Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation. It means a lot to me to got the invitation. I know the circumstances are very difficult, so I really appreciate that I got the chance to run here again in the Tokyo Marathon, and I am really looking forward to the race on Sunday.
So, we heard the two comments, but again, Suzuki-san, your competitor has absolute strength, but you are going to compete against the world record holder as the representative of Japan. Yes, he's the bar that I want to overcome. Right. And then this is your hometown, so everybody will be watching you. That's right. Marcel, again, repeatedly you've competed with Suzuki-san. What's your impression of Mr. Suzuki?
I have a very good impression. He's a very, very strong athlete. We competed so many times, especially in the marathons. Last year, I think he was one of the strongest competitor, or the strongest competitor. I remembered the Gotytom marathon, the last marathon I had last season. He competed very strong. We could follow or work together, and then it was a very strong performance. And he has still a lot more to show, I'm pretty sure. And for the race on Sunday, I am very looking forward to see a very strong competitor in Tomoki Suzuki.
So you have to be a strong rival, and he's really cautiously looking forward. I'm so honored by those words. Sojima-san, again, last year, both of them broke the Japan record and the world record at the very final section, and we may be able to enjoy an even higher level race. Yes, we may be able to get to see that in Tokyo, and 6 months have passed. Not 6 months since Oita, but a few months have passed, and during that period, I think Suzuki-san had some lessons to learn, although he performed well in Oita, so he probably took those lessons as he prepared for Tokyo, and I'm looking forward to that. To the extent possible, can you disclose how you changed your training menu? Can you disclose those secrets? Well, I analyzed my performance to date, what was lacking, what I was weak in. I focused on those points. So, Sojima-san, guess what kind of menu he's created with that comment. As I observe Tomoki, he's energetic, he's powerful. He said what I'm lacking. I can't really imagine what he thought was lacking in him, but he thought about it, and if he had prepared for Tokyo then on Sunday, maybe the way he competes with Marcel will change. So, you try to fill the gap. Right, but he's the best in Japan, fastest in Japan, strongest in Japan, so it's really difficult to find what he needs to do domestically. So, by competing with Mr. Marcel Hug, he probably discovered something that he needs to do. And he defined that as his objective and worked towards that goal. So by competing at the international level, he's got so much room to further improve. So I'm sure that he will create an exciting race. I'm not sure whether I should be asking you or the athletes, but Mr. Hug, is there a weak point to Mr. Hug? First, Sojima-san, what's Mr. Hug's weak point? I'm not sure. I've been running with him for such a long time, but there had been so few opportunities in his younger career to win. But then, most recently, his level of strength has further elevated. So let's ask him himself. What's your weak point, Marcel?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should really say my weaknesses, but yeah, of course I have some weaknesses. For especially, I think I'm not very, compared to other competitors, I'm not very good in technical elements of a race, especially like fast sections and then turns. So I slow down too much sometimes. So maybe that's definitely a weakness.
Wow, is that a clue? Sojima-san, you're frowning. Right after the start, there will be a left turn and then again a left turn. So he talked about the turn. So do you think that's challenging? Well, what he thinks about himself and how we assess him may be different. I never thought that was his weakness. But he said that was his weakness. So there's a gap there in perception. But after the start, there will be left turn, 2 left turns, and there's the possibility that they will jump out of the pack. And then how will the successor athletes try to catch up with him? From the first half, I think they may be thinking to jump out from the pack. Let's ask Marcel. Marcel, are you planning to jump out from the pack from the very beginning, although the course has been changed a bit from historical courses?
To be honest, I did not make any plans or decision yet. I have to probably tomorrow to see the different section they changed. So I will make a decision afterwards. Also to see how the weather condition will be. And there's so many factors, they are very important. And I guess I will make a decision on race day. So I hope I will have different options.
So I know with his power being so strong, he has very many options. Now, let's ask the two for their target times. Again, can you write your target time? 1 hour 21:52 is the competition record. That's Suzuki-san's record in the previous Tokyo Marathon. So you see on the screen world record, Japan record, and Tokyo Marathon record. Marcel is the record world record holder, and Suzuki-san broke the Japan record in the same race. And last year, he ran himself and came up with the Tokyo Marathon record. So with the two competing again, how will they be able to shorten these record times? Let's take a look. Please disclose your target time. 1 hour 20:00. So you're planning to break the competition record. Suzuki-san, can you analyze your target time? Last time I won on solo basis and created the best time. It depends on the weather, but with Marcel competing, I think I will be able to break that record. So I factored in my hope. So, Marcel? No? You've not written any numbers. You said plans undecided. Marcel, what does that mean?
Yeah, I wrote some question marks because it's my first competition of this season. So I really don't know where I'm standing. Also, it depends on the conditions, weather condition, and my conditions myself. And to have a fast time is not my first target, not my priority. But if it's possible to go or to attempt the course record, it would be great. But I know, or I guess that the record time from last year is very, very strong. And it's my third time here, I guess, or fourth time. so I don't know the course very well, but I think it's a fast course, and it's possible to go probably to the course record if we can work together, but it will be very tough.
So, both rivals will probably be competing against each other throughout the race. Suejima-san, you will be in a different pack at that target time. Well, I wish I could hang in to the lead pack and watch them race, because every time I participate in the race, I set a goal to try to be in the same pack as the two. Let's pray for good weather and good condition in 2 days to come. Thank you very much for your attendance. That was Marcel and the Suzuki Tomoki and race director Soejima for the wheelchair competition. Thank you very much.
ハイレベルなレースはもう間違いないと。
Now, no doubt that the race will be at an extremely high level, says world record holder Mr. Hook and Japan record holder Mr. Suzuki and five-time winner of the race, Soejima-san. This concludes the invited wheelchair men's athletes press conference.
この後は車椅子招待選手のフォトセッションに移
We
らせ
will
ていただきます。
now be moving on to the photo session of the invited wheelchair athletes, so we ask the members of the press to be ready for the photo session.
フォトセッションはここまでとさせていただきます。
This is the end of the photo session.
この後マラソン招待選手会見
The invited marathon athletes press conference was scheduled to begin at 12:50, but we need to do a bit of a preparation. So please wait for a few more moments until the stage is set for the press conference for the invited marathon athletes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for waiting, everyone. We would now like to start the Tokyo Marathon 2021 press conference for the invited women's athletes. My name is Eliud Satoshi of the Nippon Television Broadcasting Corporation. I'll be serving as the MC. Let's invite the race director, Mr. Hayano Tadaki of the Tokyo Marathon Foundation. Please give him a big round of applause. We have an outstanding field participating this year. I think it is the most prominent field we have. It wasn't my accomplishment, but we are very happy. Please be seated. Now I'd like to invite the athletes. First of all, this is for the invited women athletes. Number 55 is Gotytom. Let's give a big round of applause. Let's give her a big round of applause. In 2021 at the Berlin Marathon, she won. That was in September of last year. She is very high. Next, number 56 is Sara. She's from the United States. In 2020, she came in second at the London Marathon in 2020. Next, number 61, ICHIYAMA Mao-san. Welcome. The first marathon she competed was at the Tokyo Marathon and became 8th in the Tokyo Marathon, Tokyo Olympic Games. Next is NIIYA Hitomi-san. Welcome back to the Tokyo Marathon. For 2020, she won at the Houston Half Marathon. Next, from the athletes village, we have remote participation by number 51, Ms. Brigid Kosgei. Let's give her a big round of applause so she can hear us. Because of the flight, she is participating remotely from the athletes village. Hayano-san, we have Ms. Kosgei participating. This is very exciting. We're very happy. She is the world record holder. We have world record holder for the men's as well as the women's field this year. So I have a first question for Ms. GEBRESLASE, Ms. Gotytom. What is your condition? What kind of practice have you been engaged in so far? Wakako-san is serving as interpreter. Condition is good, and I've been doing very good training. Hayano-san, do you have any question? She won the Berlin Marathon. I was there. At Osaka, she has competed, but the first full marathon, she has won the race. We're looking forward to a good race this time as well. And Ms. Sara Hall, I have a question for you. What's your condition like now? In January at the half marathon, you had a personal record, so you must be competing very well, racing very well now.
Thankful to run a PB in Houston, and that gave me a good sign of where my fitness was at, and so I'm really proud of this marathon build-up. For the most part, it went according to plan. I did have trip and fell and had a setback in the last month, but other than that, it's gone really well.
Can I say something to you, Sara?
Yes.
Hayano-san wants to say something.
Oh.
So it's the second time you're here after an absence of 5 years? Last time you were here 5 years ago, right?
During quarantine, yeah. So I would like to say thank you to your husband, Ryan Ho. Can you start that, Ryan? Wave your hand.
あちらに皆さん拍手をお願いします。
Please give him a big round of applause. This is Sara's husband. He has a 204 record, and he's coaching now, I believe. Hana-san, do you have any other questions? I'll ask later. So that was Ms. Sara. Next, Ms. ICHIYAMA-san. First of all, congratulations for your marriage, getting married with Suzuki Kengo-san. You married, and the pair will be competing in the Tokyo Marathon as a couple, as a husband and wife. So what are your thoughts? I'm so happy to be able to competing with fast competitors. With your husband, are you talking about the Tokyo Marathon? Nothing about the marathon. Maybe later. And after Tokyo Olympic Games, I understand you've been focused on the Tokyo Marathon and training for that. What is your condition like today? Our condition is good. What kind of training did you do for the past 6 months? I ran a lot. So it's a good place to show the result of your training. Now, NIIYA Hitomi-san. In the first Tokyo Marathon, you won, and welcome back to the Tokyo Marathon. Yes, very happy to be back. On the 1st of February, when we had the press conference, joint press conference, you have the only gold medal you have is for the Tokyo Marathon. That's what you mentioned. Where is the gold medal? I think it's stored away somewhere. Yes, it's it might be dusty, but yes, it's well kept. So that was 2007. So you're coming back to the Tokyo Marathon after an absence of 15 years. Do you want to get the gold medal once again? Yes, I want to do my best. That was not clear. On the 1st of February, when we had the press conference, it's been 1 month since that press conference. What have you been doing in the past 1 month? What kind of training did you do? In the past 3 months, I've been training for the marathon. I still don't understand the attractiveness of the marathon. I'm still looking. So it's the marathon will be your journey to find the purpose. No, I just wanted to do my very best. I want to do my utmost. But in the 10,000, in the 10K field, you have been a forerunner. But I think marathon is a different sport. Is training more difficult? Yes, psychologically as well as technically. There is no other competition more difficult than the marathon. That's what I feel after training for the marathon in the 3 months, last 3 months. But this is the Tokyo Marathon. Is a good memory for you. So coming back to the Tokyo Marathon, perhaps you can rediscover yourself. Isn't that what you're looking forward to do? Yes, in the 42,195 kilometers, I hope that I can find a new attraction. Yes. Now let's talk to Ms. Kosgei at the Athletes Village.
Hello, can you hear me? Welcome to Japan. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So, can you make a short comment to the people, Japanese people, who are excited to see your race on Sunday?
Yes. First of all, I want to say thanks for the race organizers for being organized the race in Tokyo and also invite me to come here. I was really happy for Japanese because even when we come, we were welcomed well, and I was really happy, and I really appreciate what we did for us since we come here. again, I want to say, I've seen the condition here it's not like a Olympic. It's better than Olympic because in Olympic I suffer a lot because of condition. It's very hot and humid, but this weekend I hope things will be good.
All right, thank you very much.
よろしいですか。はい。わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Thank
ではちょっ
you.
と先ほどの車椅子同様ターゲットタイム。
So let's see the target time from the athletes. You've already written your target time. So let's talk about your target time. Marcel Fugu said that it's a question mark.
よろしいでしょうか。小菅さんご準備を。
Kosgei-san, Ms. Kosgei, are you ready too?
それではターゲットタイム
So please
オープンしていただきましょう。
show
お願いし
your
ます。
target time. Please show.
はい。謙虚な感じでございます。西山さんじゃない
Yes, Ichiyama-san, it's 119. Could be a Japan record. Nia-san, a little bit more conservative, it seems. But let's talk about these target times. Ms. Kosgei, what's your time?
ということで、内緒。
It's a secret.
Secret.
シークレットということですが、ブルース・レジ選手から伺いますが、
So we would like to
どんなレ
ask
ースにしようと思っているかぜひ伺ってもらえますか。
Ms. GEBRESLASE, what kind of race are you looking forward to do?
መጀመሪያ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ለዚህ ውድድር እንደተጋበዝኩ በጣም ነው የማመሰግነው። ኦርጋናይዘሩም ሁሉም ምስጋና ያቀርባለሁ። ይህንን ሰዓት እሮጣለሁ ብዬ ያሰብኩት ያው ይሄ ሁለተኛ የማራቶን ነው እና የመጀመሪያ ማራቶን እኔ ከ20 መሮጥ ከቻልኩ ሁለተኛው ደግሞ ያለን ልምድ ያሻሽዬ ጥሩ ትሬኒንግ ሰርቼ ይህንን 18 ቤት እሮጣለሁ ብዬ ነው ትሬኒንግ የሰራሁት። ያው ውድድሩ እሁድ የሚወስነው ነው የሚሆነው። ያው ጥሩ ወይዘር ጥሩ ትላልቅ አትሌቶች ተፈካካሪም ስላሉ ጥሩ ሰዓት እንሮጣለን ብዬ ነው ይሄንን ሰዓት ፕላኔ ነው። ይሄንን ሰዓት እሮጣለሁ ብዬ ነው የመጣሁት። ለዚህ ሰዓት የሚያበቃ ትሬኒንግም ሰርቻለሁ። ያው ውድድሩ እሁድ አብረን የምናየው ይሆናል።
Well, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude for being invited to the Tokyo Marathon. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you very much indeed. Now, regarding my target time, there is a reason why I wrote this down. This is going to be my second marathon. In the first marathon, I was able to run in 20 minutes, 2:20. And I want to outperform myself. And I've been training well. So and that's why I am now aiming for 2:18. That has been the goal of my training so far. On Sunday, what is going to determine the outcome will be the weather. And since I have such wonderful competitors in the race, I think a good time can be achieved. That is my target. And I've been practicing and training to achieve this goal. I hope this can be realized. Can you show it once again? 2:18. Flat. So it is very close to the Tokyo Marathon record, the course record. Thank you. I would like to thank you. So, Ms. Sara Hall, what kind of race do you want to have, and talk about the target time that you've written down?
Yeah, I'm really, first of all, just so grateful to the organizers of the Tokyo Marathon for the great lengths they went to have an international field here. It wasn't easy for sure, and So we just so appreciate, especially those of us that came from abroad, the opportunity to be here to compete, because this is a race I've been dreaming about, and you know, we weren't sure it was gonna happen for us foreigners, but I just drew on 2020 when I didn't know for sure I would have anything that fall, but in the end we had London Marathon and we had the opportunity there, and so I just tried to have that same mindset, this build up, and I'm so thankful that we're here and it's actually happening. And yeah, my mindset going into the race is to approach it similar to how I did at the Houston half, where I just focused on being in the moment and enjoying my competitors and having them draw out the best in me out there, and just enjoying the flat, fast course, just like Houston, and enjoying flying along with them. So yeah, 2:19 would be a PR for me, and I've been able to improve a little bit each marathon I've done, so I think that's the next step for me.
はい。2時間19分
So 2:19.
ということですけど、早野さん。その
What are your thoughts, Hana-san? This is close to the Japan record.
I believe that you're here to break American new record, right? Which is exactly same as Japanese record, you know, 2:19:12, right?
Yeah, that's so amazing that we both have the same national
incredible.
record to the dot. So I hope I can work together.
Yeah.
Women
You
here.
run
and-
together, three of you, probably.
Yeah, maybe we'll both have an amazing day out there. That'd be awesome.
つい先日アメリカの
Very recently, the U.S. marathon became the 2:19:12. Very recently.
サラさんもそれを狙うタイプです。
So Sara-san is trying to break the record, the Japan record and U.S. record together with the Japanese athletes. ICHIYAMA-san, what are your thoughts? And can you show this once again? Please talk about the time and your mindset going into the race. I think everybody is trying for the same time, and I want to belong to the same pack as everyone throughout the race. In the past 3 months, I've been training well, so I don't want to be afraid, and at the same time enjoy the race.
どうでしょう、市村さん、隣のサラさん。
Sara-san is also 2:19:12. She is also trying to compete for the U.S. record. So for you, if the condition is right, if the condition is good, then you could break the Japan record. Yes, I hope so. It is a similar time. So I'm very happy to be competing with the Sara-san because we're aiming for the same target time.
さあ、それではニーヤさんに伺いましょう。
So Nia-san,
改めてそのターゲットタイムとどんなレースにしたいか。
so please talk about your target time and your mindset going into the game. First of all, regarding this target time, this is 1 second faster than the last record for me at the Tokyo Marathon. So I'm competing in the marathon for the first time in 15 years. 15 years since I competed at the Tokyo Marathon. I was very young at that time. I want to remember how I was then, and that is the reason why I have this target time. But you have more experience. So Nia-san, you're a different person than that time. As a female competitor, I hope that I've improved. I think you're very familiar with the coach of Nia-san. Have you been? Yes, I've been informed. Yamaguchi half marathon. For 3 minutes 18 seconds per kilometer was recorded as a half marathon. So I think she can do better than what she's written down. Or even the Japan record could be your target. Have high expectation for the three of you. Now, Ms. Kosgei, please show us your target time once again.
カメラにもうちょっと上はい。
On it? What kind of race do you plan to do?
Sorry? What kind of race? What kind of race do you want to run this Sunday?
つながるか。
For me, I have been training good, and everything is going good. I hope on Sunday I will do my best to the best.
すべて好調と。
So everything is going very well. So I think we can look forward to your performance. And perhaps you can have a new world record. And a new record for the Tokyo Marathon as well. Expectations are running high. So can you talk about that?
You know that the Tokyo record is the record of the Japanese. So we hope all we will break that record, but the guys, the Japanese others, will retain their record, or they will lower. It depends how the best will go on Sunday.
ようこそ東京マラソンという感じですが。
So welcome to Tokyo Marathon once again. What is your image of the Tokyo Marathon? What is your impression? What do you think about the Tokyo Marathon?
Tokyo Marathon, I hope it's good, and I've seen the condition is good, and I know we are all there because we already train well and prepare well before we come here. So everyone in here is ready to complete that race, and we hope so. We will do the best on Sunday.
はい。ありがとうございました。選手村から小菅選手でございました。
Thank you very much, Ms. Kosgei, for participating remotely. So this is the completion of the talk session for the women's athletes in the marathon. Good luck on Sunday. Please give them a big round of applause. After this, we'll have the press conference for the invited marathon men athletes. There will be a photo session after that, and a Q&A to follow. Thank you.
なかなか早野さんこう思惑。
Hayano-san, it's really difficult to read their intentions, their gut feelings. The series of question mark maybe implies that she's going for the record. Well, partly maybe it's the first time she runs that course, and due to the flights, yes, those from Kenya are jet lagged. So she's probably saying, "Watch me on Sunday." Right, so she will give the answer at the race. Real competition between the lead group and then the second group, there could be integration of the two packs during the course of the race. I looked at the weather forecast, and it will be a fine day, and the temperature mild. What about the wind? Well, when I checked the temperature at 6 o'clock, 5 or 6, at starting time 7 or 8 degrees Celsius, and at the time of the finish, maybe slightly less than 10 degrees, although the forecast might have changed since. Let's see. Haya-san, please remain seated. Now, let us welcome the invited men's athletes with a round of applause. Number 3, Mr. GEREMEW, Mosinet GEREMEW. Thank you. He's from Ethiopia. 2021 London Marathon, he came in 3rd. Number 11, Mr. SUZUKI Kengo. The Japan record holder is going to participate in Tokyo, and in Lake Biwa Marathon, 2021, he broke the Japan record and won the Grand Champion. And number 12, Hijikata Hidekazu. And he came in second in Lake Biwako, and his best time, 2:06.26, is fifth in Japan. And joining us from the village on remote dances, number 1, Mr. Eliud Kipchoge. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause. He has come. He's there. It's real. Needless to say, world record holder and 2 successive gold medals in the Olympics is going to participate in Tokyo. First of all, let's ask Mr. GEREMEW. What's your condition? How have you prepared yourself?
አመሰግናለሁ። ለዚህ ውድድር ያው ረጅም ጊዜ ወስጄ ተዘጋጅቻለሁ። ጤናዬም ጥሩ ነው። ያው ከኢትዮጵያ ከወጣሁ ኦልሞስት 10 ቀን አካባቢ አልፎኛል። እስከዛ ባለው ጥሩ ትሬኒንጎችን ሰርቻለሁ። እዚህም ቢሆን ከመጣሁ በኋላ የወጣው ትንሽ እንቀሳቀስ ነበር እና ጥሩ ትሬኒንግ ሰርቻለሁ። ተዘጋጅቻለሁ የተሻለ ነገር እዚህ ውድድር ላይ ለማስመዝገብ አሁን ተዘጋጅቻለሁ።
Thank you very much. I spent lots of time preparing for this very event. I'm very well in terms of condition and physique. It's been 10 days since I left Ethiopia, and during that period I continued my training. I exercised, I engaged in good training, I am well prepared. I'm hoping that I can achieve an even better record, and towards that goal I've been continuing my practice. Thank you very much. We will ask you for your comment later. Now, Mr. Suzuki Kengo. So the event will take place in 2 days. How are you in terms of condition? What kind of practice have you been engaged in? Condition, so-and-so. That's where I am at the moment. Last year at the Lake Biwa Otsu Marathon, and I practiced, and I've been practicing in the same way, so my condition isn't bad. Suzuki-san, Kipchoge is going to participate in the Tokyo Marathon. When you heard the news, how did you feel? Well, I was concerned that it will just be Japanese athletes, but this is a world-class field with so many outstanding athletes from around the world, and I'm really excited as the challenger. I asked your wife before, but she said that you two haven't talked about the Tokyo Marathon, but 2 of you will be entering into the Tokyo Marathon. Both of you in the couple. Well, it's not really that special for me. Right, so you're just concentrating in your own race. Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Hijikata. What kind of training have you been engaged in? And the event will take place in 2 days' time, but how are you right now? Last year, Lake Biwa Otsu Marathon was a good experience. I increased the volume and improved the quality of the training, and condition has been improving since the beginning of this week, so I'm looking forward to 2 days in time. So again, you will compete with Suzuki-san, whom you competed with in Lake Biwako. He broke the Japan record. You'll compete with him again. How does that feel? In Lake Biwa, at the final 5 kilos, it became invisible. I lost visibility, so I will continue to have his back in my horizon. What about Kipchoge? Well, just being able to run in the same race is great, because I didn't think that I'd be able to do that. I was surprised, and I'm really excited. Thank you very much. So Hayano-san, Suzuki-san, and Hijikata-san, you've made comments. So can we ask Mr. Kipchoge?
Hello, Eliud.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Yes, how is Tokyo?
We finally made it.
We are 1 hour.
We finally made it, right?
Yes.
We kept asking coming over here to run,
Yes.
right?
Now I'm here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming anyway. So how is your condition now? And last week, what did you do? What kind of training did you do during staying over there?
My condition is good, and I've been actually in a purple here in Chiba for some time. But,
it's kind of secret though.
But I've been doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
I trained in track, I feel good, and I think good things actually will come on Sunday.
Okay. We miss you here, anyway, but you are attending on, web anyway, so.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Yes.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. Now, can you write the target time and disclose that to the audience, as we did for the women's? Men's athletes, what's your target time? Please show us your target time. So many respondents answered with question marks. Maybe that's part of their tactics. Right, not to disclose their tactics. That's quite important in the world of competition. Kipchoge-san, in the village, are you ready? Now, let's see your target time. Open the box. Wow, 2:03:30. Suzuki-san, undecided. And Hijikata-san, 6:10. 6 minutes 10. So Kipchoge-san, what's your target time? Strong. Strong. You perform strongly. Is that what it means? You use those 6 blocks very cleverly, spelt in exactly the number of letters, like Suzuki-san. Now, Mr. GEREMEW, what kind of race are you planning to run in the context of that target time? Now, Mr. GEREMEW, you came in second when Kipchoge won. You're going to compete against Kipchoge. Do you want to win this time and overtake Kipchoge this time? Sorry for the so many questions. In London, he came in second after Kipchoge-san. So, I'm sure he wants to beat Mr. Kipchoge. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 30.
大会記録は更新します。
He will, if he achieves that, he will break the event record.
ጥሩ ተዘጋጅቻለሁ። ምናልባት አምና ያለፈው ዓመት ላይ 2021 ከ7 ወር በላይ ኢንጁሪ ነበር። ከዛ በኋላ አንድ ውድድር አድርጌ ለንደን ከኢንጁሪ አገግሜ የተሻለ የሚባል ሩጫ ሩጫለሁ። አሁን ደግሞ ከዛ በኋላ የተሻለ ጊዜ ወስጄ ለቶኪዮ ተዘጋጅቻለሁ። እስካሁን 03 አሮጥኩም እና 03 መሮጥ እፈልጋለሁ። ይህን ስል ግን ያው ውድድሩ ቀላል እንደማይሆን በማሰብ ነው። ምክንያቱም የተሻለ አየር ከሆነ ኮርሱም የተሻለ ነው ባለኝ ኢንፎርሜሽን የተሻለ ዌዘር ወይም አየር የሚሆን ከሆነ ይሄን ለመሮጥ ነው የተዘጋጀሁት። ከቺፕቾጌ ጋር ተወዳድሬ ሁለተኛ ሞትቻለሁ። ቺፕቾጌ ያው ጠንካራ አትሌት ነው። ጀግና አፍሪካዊ ነው። እንደዛም እንደ ወንድም መኮራበታለሁ። የተሻለ ሰዓት ለመሮጥ ነው የመጣሁት። ለቺፕቾጌ ብዬ የተዘጋጀሁት ዝግጅት የለም። ግን ስፖርት ነው። ስፖርት ደግሞ የሚያጋጥመው ነገር አይታወቅም። የተሻለ ሰዓት ለመሮጥ የተሻለ ሰዓት ለማስመዝገብ ነው ተዘጋጅቼ የመጣሁት።
No problem. I welcome the many questions. First of all, about my target time. I prepared thoroughly. Last year, in 2021, I was injured. And thereafter, I joined one race in London. And I achieved a better time. And thereafter, I practiced even more strongly. And here I am. I've never achieved 03, so I want to crack 03 or achieve 03. The race is not going to be an easy one, but the course is great. As long as the weather conditions are favorable, I'm quite confident that I will be able to achieve good time. About Mr. Kipchoge, you're exactly correct. In a race with him, I came in second. Mr. Kipchoge is a strong athlete. I'm proud as a colleague African. I want to renew my own personal best. That is my priority. So, I'm not preparing. I've never prepared to overtake Mr. Kipchoge. That had never been my goal, but we're talking about sport. You never know what happens. But I truly hope that I can renew my personal best. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Suzuki-san, undecided, you wrote. So can you speak about that? What do you mean? I didn't write a target time. Why? At the time of Lake Biwa, rather than time, competition or ranking was of higher priority for me. So as long as I prioritize on ranking, I'm sure that I would be able to generate good time. That's why I wrote this answer. Okay, so who do you think would be your most difficult rivals amongst the international athletes? Yes, very great international athletes will be participating, so I will try to keep up with them. So you will be challenging Mr. Kipchoge as well. You'll try to overtake him? Well, I don't know his target time. I will try to stay observant and cool. And Hijikata-san is your rival? Oh, yes, of course, he's a great rival. Now, Hijikata-san, coming to you. Suzuki-san said you're a rival, and this is going to be your new personal best if you achieve that. Now, what does that mean, your target time, and what kind of race are you planning to run? Well, in terms of setting my target time, Shitara Yuta, who has 6:11, he's more experienced than me. He's like my mentor. So my first priority is to overtake that record time. And for the race, yes, there's a time set, but like Kengo, I don't want to be too particular about the time. I will focus on the race. Right. He said that he's happy. You said you are happy that you can run with Kipchoge. Hijikata-san or Suzuki-san, do you have a question you wish to ask to Mr. Kipchoge? Hijikata-san? Well, this is unrelated to the race. Oh, you have a question? You've been to Japan, Mr. Kipchoge, to Japan a few times. Yes, for the Olympics as well. Do you like Japanese cuisine? What kind of Japanese food is your favorite? Sorry for... thank you for inserting such casual topic. Mr. Kipchoge, top Japanese athlete, Mr. Hijikata has asked you that question. What's your favorite Japanese food?
I like actually general food actually in Japanese. Japanese actually has the best food ever. But I like the system for Japanese. And when after the race, I need to eat Japanese hamburger.
Ampan desu ka?
Ampan? You've tried ampan? Wow, that's a surprise. Sorry for asking such a strange question. Where did you have a taste of ampan in Sapporo? Is that what?
Last year during Olympics. So I need to repeat again on Sunday.
So maybe if you dream about ampan, you will be able to get gold. Hijikata-san, do you like curry rice and ampan? Yes, those are my favorites too. I like to have curry with cheese. What will you be your meal right after Tokyo Marathon? Curry and ampang. What about you, Mr. Suzuki? Do you like curry and ampang? Curry isn't my favorite, but I love ampang. So Suzuki-san, after the race, will you enjoy ampang? Yes. Sorry. Suzuki-san, do you have a question to Mr. Kipchoge? Well, I don't have a long career yet, but you have a long career, Mr. Kipchoge. So what enables you to continue running for such a long time, to enjoy such a glorious long career? Mr. Kipchoge, please respond to that question.
What actually keeps me going is the love of sport. What keeps me going is the discipline that I actually inject into the sport. What keeps me going actually is the inspiration that I'm giving to all Japanese, to all next generation, all youth in the whole world. So that's what actually made me to wake up in the morning out of my bed and go and run and compete. But all in all, I'm enjoying the sport. I'm enjoying the winnings. I'm enjoying running because I'm inspiring someone somewhere.
So that was a great answer. Thank you very much. I respect you even more. So, Mr. Kipchoge, can we ask you once again to show us your target time? What kind of race are you planning to run?
I want to run a strong race. That's why I go here strong. So Sunday I will try and run a strong race.
What is a strong race? You will demonstrate your strength to the Japanese and worldwide audience? Is that what you mean?
Sorry?
What does it mean by strong race? Does it mean to present your strength to the Japanese and worldwide audience? Is that what you mean by strong race?
Absolutely. The strong is to run a beautiful race, to run a good race whereby all the Japanese, all the fans from Japan will enjoy and will be happy after me crossing the finishing line.
Hayano-san, why did he come?
So is there any reason why you chose Tokyo Marathon after the Olympics as a next race?
Oh, yes, there is a huge, huge reason.
You wanted to see me?
First, actually, is that I love the culture of Japanese. Japanese actually, running is in their blood. Above all is that I want to come and keep up the Japanese after winning the Olympic Games, especially getting the 2 successive gold medals, is to come back and run in the streets of Tokyo. Last year, it was supposed to be these streets that we were supposed to be running. But the race was actually moved to Sapporo, which is about 1,000 kilometers away. So it is another opportunity actually to come in, run in the streets of Tokyo, and show people that running actually is life, and running is actually bringing unity in this one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One final words from the Japanese athletes. Your determination. Hijikata-san, one last word. Well, my personal best was achieved because of favorable conditions, so I want to repeat that kind of run. So, I hope I can demonstrate my strength. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Kipchoge said he wants a strong race. And ampan, he wants to taste ampan. Thank you very much. We're looking forward. Suzuki-san, again, your determination for the race. For me too. Like Mr. Kipchoge, I want to demonstrate a strong run. Thank you very much. Thank you to the 4 athletes, and let us show appreciation with a round of applause. And this concludes the press conference for the men's athletes. Thank you very much.
いや楽しみです。早野さんどうもありがとうございました。
Hayano-san, thank you very much.
この後フォトセッションになると
We'll be proceeding to the photo session after this. So the cameramen are requested to make preparations for the photo session now. Thank you.
どうぞ準備のほどよろしくお願いします。 はい、ありがとうございました。あさってのレース。
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to the race on Sunday. So this will be the end of the photo session now. Now, please refer to the screen for the broadcasting schedule for March 6th, Sunday, for TV and radio. Please enjoy the broadcast of the Tokyo Marathon 2021. For your information, this is the end of the streaming on the YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us today.